Hello everyone. My name's Lady Pixelheart, or you can call me Pixie. Today I'm going to be talking about a game concept for Animal Crossing that I've had in development for a while, and I hope that you enjoy it. Welcome to Animal Crossing Ikigai, or Animal Crossing New Life. This is a games concept I came up with based on the Animal Crossing franchise. I've been playing Animal Crossing games since I was a very young raccoon, and I've always loved the game and atmosphere it provides. Recently, I was inspired by an idea to make my own concept for a game. I hope you all like. And with that, let me give you the beginning scenario. It's the middle of the night when you find yourself on a bus traveling away from home for the first time. On the way there, you talk with the driver of the bus, Rover. Rover asks you about your name and your background. Here you can select whether you want to play as a boy, girl, other, and then as a human or as an animal. Yes, that's right. In this game, you'll be able to play as either an existing villager animal type or as a human. And even some new animal species that have been included, including lizards, bats, raccoons, and foxes. This is something many players, including myself, have wanted for a very long time, so I'm sure it would be a great addition to the gameplay. Anyways, after you tell all your information to Rover, you receive an ID that he hands back to you, and then you arrive in a small, run-down town. Most of the buildings are abandoned, and the streets are empty. As your bus slows down, though, you see that there is a small welcome party waiting for you at the bus stop, which consists of an old badger, and his elderly capybara secretary. Introducing Balderdash, the mayor of this quaint little town, and his secretary Toffee. They seem to be very excited to see you and approach you quickly. Uh-oh, it seems that you've been mistaken for someone else, and regardless of your answer to their questions, they're convinced that you're the person for the job. They quickly rush you to a local home that's been vacant and abandoned for quite some time. As they argue over your living situation, you become very tired and enter your tent for bed. You drop your travel bags, which are the items you start with, filled with clothes and a couple items from home. This is where your pursuit of happiness begins, and that is why this game is called Animal Crossing Ikigai in Japanese. Ikigai is the pursuit of happiness and balance in life, which is what you try to achieve in this game. As you play through the game, you choose to accept your role as the new director of the tourism board and use your talents to improve the town. Here are some of the new features this game would have. Renovations. In this game concept, you would be able to tear down buildings and build new things. These projects are handled by the Rossetti brothers, who chose to retire to this town a few years ago. Renovation costs bells, and the town has a very small budget, so you'd have to keep that in mind when you're building. Tearing down a building reduces your budget significantly more than renovating a building. A big part of the renovation process is using the bulletin board. Like previous games, the bulletin board announces upcoming game events such as fishing tourneys, holidays, etc. But in this game, you can also use it for renovation approval. Renovation approval is earned by befriending villagers in town. If you get enough votes from your villagers, you'll get an instant approval for your projects. This makes befriending villagers that much more crucial to gameplay. DIYs also have a special place in renovations, making it easier on budgeting projects, since you have your own recipe and materials, as well as being able to use DIYs to fix your tools. You can fix your tools up to 3 times, but after that, they're gonna break. Speaking of villagers, you can do so much more with villagers in this game compared to the previous games. Dialogue options are unlocked depending on your closeness to your villagers and the overall improvement of town. At the beginning of the game, you'll get dialogue from old villagers about how all the kids have left for Nook's big cities, and the young ones saying things like small town life sucks, etc. that improves over time. You can also ship villagers. Yes, shipping is included in this game. Woo! This is to increase population in the town. This idea is based on the roommate idea from Happy Home Paradise, except you can ship any 2 villagers regardless of gender, and they have a kid after a while. Villagers' children are created using a system based on personality and species. For example, Bob is a lazy cat, and Ruby is a peppy bunny, so their kid could either end up to be either a peppy cat or a lazy bunny. Also, the children don't grow up in this game, mainly because if they did, the game would need about 400 plus more characters. And they're delivered by our local stork, Bill. We do also, however, have new NPCs for this game concept. Balderdash, who we've already introduced, is the old badger mare who is looking to retire. He hands over this role to the player later in the game, though, once enough progress has been made in the town. And Toffee, the mayor's capybara secretary, who is also looking to retire soon. When Balderdash hands over the job of mayor, she also retires, giving the job to Isabel. Yes, our girl Isabel is in this game too, but now she's a bit older, as well as the rest of our old NPCs. Then we have our shop owners. First we have Moby and Ishmael, a father and son whale pair who run the local general store. Moby wants to become a big star like his idol KK Slider, who also started off in a small town, but his father Ishmael disapproves of this dream. Then there's Hemingway, an Angora bunny tailor of a failing clothing store. In the first half of the game, she's desperate to sell her clothes, but unfortunately she doesn't have much of a fashion sense. Later in the game though, she reopens the store with the help of LaBelle and the Able sisters. Finally, we have Quill, a ferret librarian, who's running a mostly abandoned library. Quill also is able to reopen the library as a museum with the help of Blathers and Celeste, who have moved out to the countryside to study the local fauna and stargaze. Booker and Copper also reappear as small-town cops who you can call on if visitors to your town get rowdy and report on Red's location. They even tell you where he's been sighted and give a hint to one specific item in his inventory that looks suspicious. KK Slider is also mentioned in this game, but doesn't appear to the end of the game. Among with the many new features, this game would also have some new locations that you can only find in a small town game, including a flea market. Many of the old NPCs reappear in this game via the flea market. It's a place in the center of town ran by Harvey and Harriet that has a few small booths where traveling NPCs sell their wares. You can also sell stuff at a booth in the flea market from your inventory or storage. You don't have to actively stay in your booth, as your items can sell on their own. The proceeds of your sales can either go to your bank to pay off your loans or to the town budget for projects, and sells for 10% more than the local general store. The library, as mentioned earlier, the library in town can be later turned into a museum, but in this game, you can also choose what exhibits are put into the museum, such as the usual sections like the coffee shop, fossils, fish, bugs, and art, and new exhibits featuring astrology, history, science, and many others. You can also choose to keep part of the museum as a library and borrow books to learn new DIYs every day. The local farm I mentioned earlier, ran by Cappen's family, can also be used for growing crops for DIYs, just like in New Horizons. Just like in the other games, the town hall in this game hosts the mayor's office, but this one also includes a post office ran by a cute married couple, Pete and Pelly. There are quite a few abandoned buildings in this town that have to be destroyed, but there are two that you can renovate into different locations, including a restaurant, cafe, school, and hospital. If you choose to make a school for your villagers, you'll get new DIY ideas taught to them every day. You can get 5 DIYs a day, or however many villagers show up to the school that day. If you choose to make a hospital for your town, older villagers in town will give you free crops if you listen and remember their stories while they're visiting the hospital. You can also get daily checkups to give you an energy boost item like coffee. But wait, I nearly forgot the most important group of characters in this game, Nook and the Nooklings. In this game, we learned that this town was Nook's original hometown, and that because of his enterprise, he's no longer welcome home. But he arrives anyway to recruit old NPCs to come help the town. We also have Timmy and Tommy, who have become very shrewd businessmen. There's a side quest in this game where we try to turn them away from their evil corporate actions. We also have the Happy Home Academy team here to help you with the tourism board. Throughout this game, you'll have a fun experience taking this small ghost town and turning it into a populated, thriving suburb. So what do you guys think of my ideas? Would this be a good Animal Crossing game idea? I hope you enjoyed the video at least. This is a project I've been working on since last year, and I've been super excited to show it to you. I had a lot of fun making it as well. If you liked the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Also, let me know if you'd like to see me make other game concept ideas from other game series. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!